Estimating quotients using multiples. Our big thing that we will always look for first is our first number larger than the number after the division sign. The big thing that we will always look for first is our first number, larger than the number after the division sign. Try some. First step, we will look to see if our first number is bigger than the number after the division sign. I see the number 3. I see the number 9. The way I like to think about it is, would you rather have 3 Jolly Ranchers or 9 Jolly Ranchers? 3 Jolly Ranchers or 9 Jolly Ranchers? I don't know about you, but I'd rather have 9. So, our first number is not bigger than the number after the division sign. Here's another example. I look at the very first number in this problem, which is 4. And then ask myself, is 4 bigger than the number after the division sign? Is 4 bigger than 3? Four is bigger than 3. It's the first thing. That's the first important thing that we do. Is the first number bigger than the number after the division sign? Alright, our last one for our first step. I'm looking at this. Let me see if we can find our first number. I bet you can. I'll give you a second. Answer on the right hand side. That's right, the first number is 6. Now let's look to the number that is after our division sign. Give you a second to answer that too. What is the number that is after our division sign? That's right, nice job, it is 5. So now for a final answer. Our final question, that is, I'm sorry about that. Our final question, is 6 bigger than 5? Answer on the right hand side. Six is bigger than 5. 6 is bigger than 5. This will be important coming up very soon. Now that we know our first step, we're going to figure out what we're going to do with all of those numbers that we've been looking at. So we asked ourselves, is the first number bigger than the number after the division sign? If it is, then we circle just the first number. If it is, we circle just the first number. If it's not, we circle the first 2 numbers. I think it'll be a little bit easier when you see an example here. 84 divided by 4. Our first number is 8. And that number after is 4. 8 is definitely bigger than 4. So that means I need to circle just the first number. Because 8 is bigger than 4, we circle just the first number. Make sure you're following along on your paper. Look at our second example. 36 divide by 8. First number is 3. The number that is after the division sign is 8. Would you rather have 8 Jolly Ranchers or 3 Jolly Ranchers? Or even better yet, would you rather have 8 bags of Takis or 3 bags of Takis? I don't know about you, but I'm thinking I'd rather have 8 bags of Takis. Might get a tummy ache, but it'd be worth it. 8 bags of Takis is definitely going to be bigger than 3. So the number after the division sign is bigger. And looking up at our rules, this means that we will need to circle the first 2 numbers. Let's do it in a couple different fun colors. First 2 numbers. When I say the first 2 numbers, I just mean literally the first 2 numbers you see. The first number I see is 3, the second number I see is 6. So I'm just going to circle them both. That is the second step that we do. Very nice job so far. Keep going. You try one. Bet you can do it. Give you a hint with our first step. Is our first number bigger than the number after the division sign? Answer on the right hand side, and then go ahead and write down your answer on your paper. Okay, I hope you wrote true. 8 is bigger, so I look at my rules. Boom! If the number, our first number that is bigger than the number after the division sign, I circle just the first number. That's it, just the very first number I see. What is the first number? Hint, hint, hint. What is the first number that you see? The first number that I see is 8. What number do you think we're going to circle? That's right, 8. Alright, example number 2, same sort of deal. Look to our first number, then we L, O, O, K. Look to the numbers after the division sign. L, O, OK, look, that number is 2. Is 5 bigger than 2? It is. Now I'm going to make this into a little elephant here to celebrate you doing such a nice job. Elephant smiling, got his tongue out. And then, since the second number is not quite as big as our first number, we can just go ahead and circle just one number. So what about that number that's after the division sign? What are we going to do with that? Well, those would be our count bys. Those would be what we're always going to count by to get close to our answer. I see the number 6 after the division sign, so I count by 6. 6, 12, 18, 24, 32. It just goes on and on forever like that. That is what the ... means. When do we stop? We stop after you get to the number that is bigger almost done. So here's another example. 3 and 4 are the numbers I look at. 4 is bigger than 3. So I circle the two numbers and I count by 4s. Now luckily for you, I've already done this part for you. Luckily for you, I've already done this for you. So I would count 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, all the way until I got to the number that's bigger than the very first two numbers I see, which is 36. All the way until we get bigger than that circled number. When do we stop? That's right, once we stop after getting the circled number bigger than the circled number, we count our multiples. This is harder than it sounds. It's really easy actually. I can see here that I counted 4 one time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, you get the idea, 6 times, 7 times, 8 times, 9 times. Now that we've counted our multiple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times, I look to see what number is exactly smaller and bigger than our first number, that number that's before, write that here to remind you, before the division sign. And let's see here. What I would do, the way I'd think about this, 4 is not bigger than 35, 8 not bigger, 12 is not bigger, 16 is not bigger. We keep going like that until we get to a number that's bigger. Oh my goodness, I see 36 is bigger. So I circle that. And then the next number we look for is a number that's smaller. The first number that's smaller. That would be 32. Now this is really important here. 32, 36 are not what we care about. We care about our multiples, which are those numbers that are down below. We care about how many times we counted our 4s to get to the number that's super close to 35. Looks like the two closest numbers would be 8, 9. So I'd write 8-9 as my answer. Alright, now it's time for you to try 2 on your own. Alright, super proud of you. Woohoo! You're on the last one. By now you know that our first step is to look and see if our first number is bigger than the number after the division sign. 2 is bigger than Nice job! Turn in your work to me. Work on it some more soon. I hope that helped you. You're working hard. I'm very proud of you.